So the first thing we'll just ask, I just want you to tell me your name and when you were born.
My name is Joyce, and I was born in Winters, Texas.
Winters, Texas. Okay. What's your birthday?
August the 9th, 1938.
I know that's a dicey question for me
Well,
to ask a lady, but
there's a problem there.
okay. And
It's a funny story. You need to tell it.
yeah.
When I was born, the doctor was come out to my mother and dad's place where I worked. She was having me, and that night, it was on the 5th of August, and it rained, and there was a creek going through the place, and the doctor couldn't get back to town to register my birth until the 9th.
Oh. So the birth certificate is.
So birth certificate says the 9th.
But that is an interesting story.
That's what I've got to use on everything is the 9th.
Because that's what's on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
And it would take a lot act of Congress to change all of it.
Right. It's not worth it, I'm guessing.
No, it's not worth it.
Especially at this point. Right. Okay, so you were born in Winter, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Have you lived in Texas your whole life?
Yes.
Okay. Different parts of Texas or just?
Well, yeah, a little bit different. I was born in Winters. I went to school in Winters. And then when I got married, my husband and I went to Washington State, and from there we went to Illinois, Chicago, where the kids were born. And then we came back to Texas.
Got back as soon as you could.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good. Oh, I'm sorry. So tell me a little bit about your parents and your upbringing, your parents.
Well, my mother and dad was farmers, cotton farmers, and raised cattle. And they both have passed away quite a while back now, a long time ago. Mm-hmm. But we lived out in the country. I had to ride the school bus to school. And there wasn't very little entertainment as far as dancing or anything like that. I still can't dance.
Well, that's a shame. That's a shame. Well, maybe we can try dancing sometime.
I gotta walk first.
Well, that does help. What about cars? Did you?
I never went to college. I got married the day before I graduated. And I went ahead and graduated the next day, and then we left to go to Washington. Well, we lived in Big Springs for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
And then left to go to Washington State, where his folks was.
Oh, okay.
And then we stayed there for 3 months and then drove to Illinois.
Oh, okay. So you just went to visit his parents and then...
Well, we was going to... He wanted to go to Coyne Electric School,
Oh, okay.
which is in Chicago.
Okay.
He worked for a while and in Washington State. He was a mechanic,
Oh, okay.
and he worked there for a while, and then decided he'd had enough money to make it to Illinois. So we got in the car, piled my clothes and all in the car, and left. And drove to Illinois.
All right.
So,
Now, wasn't your husband in the military?
yeah, he was in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
I met him right after he got out of he was still in the Air Force when I met him, but we married in May, and he was discharged the December before.
Oh, okay.
He had to have the 4-year, whatever it's called.
Yeah, he served his term. Well, that's good. That's good. You said he was a mechanic. Did you like cars? Did he
Cars, yeah.
Did you have a bunch of cars, or any particular car you ever had that you liked?
He had a car that he had bought, and then we bought a car just nearly every year. but that was because he started working for Sears and Roebuck after we got to Illinois, and he worked for Sears for 15 years.
Wow. And what did he do for Sears?
Maintenance guy
Oh, okay.
for washer and dryer, sewing machine, and small appliances. He was maintenance on it.
Okay. So you mentioned sewing machines. You were born and raised in the country. Do you know your way around a sewing machine?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
to some extent,
Okay.
yeah. I don't much anymore, but I made Debbie's bridesmaid's dress
Wow.
when she got married,
That's pretty cool.
and it turned out pretty.
Mhm.
Whatever happened to it, I wonder.
No telling. Good question.
That's a good question. Good question. All right. So you went to Chicago, and then you came back to Texas. What made y'all come back to Texas?
When he retired from Sears and Roebuck, which was, we were in Illinois for 15 years. About 17 years. We married in 56. Well, let's see, we got back in Texas in 7. When did y'all start school here?
I was in second grade.
So how old would that have made you?
Probably about 7.
72?
Oh, that was it. It was 72 that we moved back, yes.
Awesome.
And we moved out on my, mom and dad had moved into town, and we moved out on their farm
Oh, so you went back.
and
to
lived
where?
out there for about a year before we bought our ranch.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
So what did you have on your ranch?
sheep, we started out with sheep, and then we switched, and some cows. But we ended up just raising cows. Of course, we had chickens and pigs and all that stuff too, and goats. So, Debbie wanted a goat once. Do you remember that goat?
I do remember.
I could not keep that goat off of the top of my car for nothing.
How about inside the car?
And inside too.
He was a
I'd
lot of
leave
fun.
my,
He was a lot of fun.
yeah, I know.
So was that your favorite pet? Was the goat?
Huh?
I said, was that your favorite pet? Was the goat? Or do you-
No, I like my dogs. I had a dog, and all that was hers.
So okay, tell me, what was the favorite dog you've ever had?
We had, actually, my favorite one was the little border collie we used to have. And then she got sick and died. But she was so pretty.
Well-
And then we started having labs,
Oh, okay.
and we liked labs even after the kids was grown. We had labs. My late husband and I had a lab.
Yeah.
And
Very
then
good
when
dog.
she got old and died, we got another one. So I've had 3 labs, I think.
Okay.
But I love dogs.
That's good.
So.
And cats.
And cats?
And cats,
Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
like cats too.
Really? Okay. So, in a nice way, you've been around a while. What some of the things, the changes you've seen? What's your favorite technological advance? And so, running water, cars, automobiles, those kind of things. What's the favorite change that you've seen as far as since you've been around? What's your favorite
favorite
new
one?
new technology? Yeah.
I really don't know if I've got a favorite one.
That's okay.
I
just
don't
like-
know of
you just like them all?
anything I like better than anything else.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. As you think back on your life, are there any events or stories that really changed your life or changed either the course of your life or just changed the way you think about things?
Not really that much. I'm pretty bullheaded. I stick with what I believe.
No comment.
That's
Oh.
that's good enough. Good enough. You have any favorite childhood stories when you were growing up?
The only one I really do remember, I was the youngest of 3 kids.
Oh, okay.
And my sister was 8 years older than me, and my brother was 4 years older than me, and they was always getting me to run and hide from Daddy if he was going somewhere. Hide, here comes Daddy. And I remember, I don't even know how old I was, but I run, and my brother says, there comes Daddy, you better go hide. I backed up to one of the doors, and backing up to back in it, and there was a bucket of slop sitting there, and I sat right down in it. And I remember that so plain. I had to have been 4 or 5 to remember that.
Yeah. Was that the last bucket of slop you sat in? Was that?
Was the last one I sat in.
That's good. That's good. Any particular stories from your kids that stand out? Anything you remember very vividly in their childhood?
In my childhood? Or their
kids.
childhood?
How many kids
Actually,
do you
I
have?
was just gonna thank you. Good. Yeah. How many kids do you have, and what are their names? That was. How many kids do you have?
2.
Okay. And
A son and a daughter.
And what are their names?
Their name is Debbie, of course, and Daniel, or Dan.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you have any favorite memories of them growing up?
Oh, how many? I can't even think of anything right now. They was always fussing and arguing and fighting like brothers and sisters do.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that one time where Dan put you in a snow house.
Oh, yeah.
That was in Illinois. It snowed, and he went and Debbie, when she was real little, he went out and dug a hole in the snowbank and got Debbie to get in there with her doll. And then I think he closed it, didn't he?
Yeah, probably so, yeah.
I think he did. He closed it and then went in the house until someone asked her, well, where did Debbie go? And he says, oh no. So he run out and let her out. I remember that. And I sold Avon all the time, and they used to ride with me to deliver my Avon or sell it. And they'd be in the back of we had a station wagon. I'd put them in the back with toys and all. And Debbie didn't know how to tie her shoes, and Dan taught her to tie her shoes.
You remember the bee?
The what?
The bee. Do you remember the bee?
Oh, yeah.
Tell about the bee.
Well, it was just got in the car.
Flew right past you and Dan, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing you guys talking about.
I got stuck.
When then she got stuck. Oh, but it was fun.
So you talked about being bullheaded in your beliefs. What are some of the things you believe in? What are some of the advice you give other people?
Well, I really don't know what some of the things are. I just like to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And I don't like to be bossed around. And I used to do that. I have that all the time. And I did not like that. And Debbie could tell you a bunch of things that I'm not thinking of.
Okay, we'll ask her later. Okay. Is there? Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Is there a story or anything that people may not know about you that you remember? Something that maybe you haven't ever told your kids or anything like that? We don't have to. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything personal like that.
No,
Is there
not
anything,
really.
any kind of funny stories or anything like? You know what? I never told anybody that I fell
think
in a
I've
bucket of
told
slop.
them all.
Yeah. You like
I
tell stories.
think my kids knows all about me.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I don't have any secrets from anyone.
Okay. You have any grandkids?
Anyone?
Grandkids?
Oh yeah, Alicia's had 2 kids,
Okay.
and then she's got 2 kids. So I got grandkids, I got 2 grandkids. I got Debbie's son and Alicia, which is her daughter,
Okay.
and then Alicia has 2 kids,
Oh, okay.
Claire and Haley, which you probably know them.
I at least Facebook know them. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your grandson's name?
Corey is the grandson, yeah. I don't see him too often, no.
He's busy with rocket stuff, isn't he?
Mhm. He's the one that builds the rockets to shoot up in the sky.
That's right.
That's an interesting job.
I bet it would be.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But he's got some stories too.
And then your granddaughter, what does she do?
She's a school teacher, and her husband is a school teacher, which I'm very proud of them too.
Very, very noble profession for sure.
It takes a lot to be a school teacher. Boy, I wouldn't have the nerve to even try.
No, it's that a lot of work.
Is there anything in your life that you ever wanted to do that you didn't get to do?
You know, to tell the truth, I don't think so. I've done just about anything I wanted to.
Was there any jobs that you ever wanted to have? That you
I got the only job I really wanted was to work in an office.
That was
And
it?
I was a secretary in an office for 8, 9, 10 years. I don't even know how long I was there. And I dearly loved it. So really, no, I done worked the way I wanted to and all.
Tell about going on your cruise, Mom.
About what?
Tell about going on the cruise.
Oh, the cruise. Yeah, Debbie and Randall took me on a cruise. That was great. I took my scooter with me, and that was fun. You could get up there and look out over that water. Oh, it was so pretty out there. I'll never forget that cruise. No, they took me on a cruise, and I just couldn't believe how big that ship was. They went on hikes and all out, you know, when they parked, but I usually stayed on the ship. Heck, I could go all over it and do whatever I wanted to. I could find in the cafeteria, you could eat. They had drinks in there. Only thing they couldn't do was gamble
Is that something
While
like
we were
that?
gone.
while we were there.
Yeah.
Oh, we were docked.
Oh, okay. So they had casinos, but you had to be.
You had to be out
In
in
the
the ocean.
Is that something you like to do you like to gamble?
I would love to, yes, if I had the money.
Well, that sounds like a really good vacation. Did you take a lot of vacations, or were there other vacations that you remember taking?
My husband and I just came when we were in Illinois. We come back to Texas at least once, sometime twice a year.
Okay.
But other than that, when we first got married, we drove to Illinois from Washington State and saw a bunch of stuff. And then we went back to Washington State, I think 2 years. And then we stopped doing that even. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of states between Washington and Chicago.
oh, it's beautiful up there. It's so pretty.
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
that's good.
It's something I would have never seen otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
So,
So, who's got better weather, Chicago or Texas?
huh?
Who's got better weather, Illinois or Texas?
Texas.
Okay, good answer.
It's cold up there in Chicago, huh?
It's cold up there.
Windy.
So is there anywhere else you would like to go and like to do?
Not really anymore that much. I have gone and gone to the point to where I like to stay home.
You like to stay home?
I watch TV all the time.
What's your favorite shows?
Any of them.
Any of them? Okay.
My soap operas is the main one.
And you follow all of the soap operas?
No, just two of them.
Okay.
What, two?
Yeah.
Bold and the Beautiful and Days of Our Life.
Days of Our Lives, I remember that.
I've seen that one time or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Hi.
I was thinking about this a second ago.
Have you ever been interviewed like this before?
No,
So it's safe to say that we're the best interview you've ever had?
Dad, you're the best interview I've ever had.
Just want to get that on camera. I appreciate it. Thank you. On that same logic, I'm also the worst. So, any advice you'd give young kids growing up? You know, as far as what to do, follow your dreams. You know,
Just
kind of
stay
stuff?
out of the booze and stay and drugs
Yeah.
and obey the laws is all.
Those three things will get you a long way. Get you a
Good
long way.
advice.
And don't get in trouble.
Don't get in trouble.
I never did get in trouble,
I
huh?
think I heard that advice a few times,
Right.
right? Don't get in trouble.
Anything
Have fun, but don't get in trouble, huh?
That's, have fun, but don't get in trouble. I like that. Anything else you want to share or say, or
Do what?
is there anything else you want to share or talk about?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
You know anything else, Debbie?
Not that I can think of right offhand.
Well, we appreciate you taking time to talk to us, and we'll get you the video so you can watch yourself.
Okay. Watch myself.
Thanks for taking part in the best interview you've ever had. So.